Hi there and welcome to Apple World. So it's beginning to seem to be Tiffany Haddish could very well be getting started off young lady's trip too, after fans began appealing to get her terminated as a result of her chaotic legal dispute last year. There are such countless individuals who imagine that Tiffany ought to be dropped and boycotted by Hollywood. Yet is Jada Pinkett one of those such individuals, and has Jada truly been positioning Tiffany to get hauled so individuals disregard her own muddled show? So young lady's trip too has been formally affirmed to occur, and the makers even reported that it will be recorded in Ghana, and this data lets us know that there has proactively been a ton of arranging and everything happening behind the scenes. Now young lady's trip 1 was a success, and it was normal that there would have been a great deal of press, emotion and fervor for Section 2. Well, to be fair, there has been some energy, however, it's not so much as was normal, and this is all Tiffany Haddish's shortcoming. Tiffany is one of the 4 primary characters. Furthermore, it's standing out as totally obvious that she would be approached to return for Section 2. However, this move was not upheld by the fans on the grounds that, due to the unpleasant claims they have collected against Tiffany, it's been 2 or 3 months since Tiffany Haddish and jokester Aries Lances faced serious charges of delivering dreadful and improper recordings, including kids. Furthermore, this made Tiffany's standing tank grave. They were sued, and the claim uncovered some disrupting claims. Although the video was recorded a couple of years prior, it was only after late 2022 that everything exploded, and it was awful in light of the fact that there was a lot going on with a lady named Moniker. Jane Doe documented the claim against Tiffany and Aries, and she guaranteed that they had constrained her and her more youthful sibling, John Doe, to make peculiarly grown-up satisfied before the camera. In the claim, Jane guaranteed that Tiffany had gotten to know their separated mother when they were young, and the 2 separated ladies fostered a cozy relationship throughout the long term. Tiffany kept in contact with the family and, surprisingly, connected on exceptional events like Christmas and birthday celebrations, and showing that there was major areas of strength for and among them. And Tiffany, who immediately became scared of the family, figured out that Jane and John were keen on acting, and she proposed to help them involving her associations in Hollywood. She let their mom know that she had gotten a television plug job for Jane, and since there was a great deal of trust between the 2 ladies, the mother permitted Jane to go too, shoot on her own, accepting that Tiffany would offer her grown-up oversight. Allowing Jane to go to a business shoot without parental management ended up being a serious mix-up on the grounds that there were a few cautioning ringers that ought to have rung out about the drove shoot. The greatest warning was Tiffany's refusal to enlighten Jane or her mom concerning shooting nature, which implied that Jane knew nothing about what she was generally anticipated to do, notwithstanding those cautioning signs. The family had confidence in Tiffany, who was viewed as a dear companion, and expected that Jane would be in capable hands. Not that Jane was protected. Actually, the shoot presented her with an improper and upsetting substance that she shouldn't have been presented with at the time. Jane was just 14 years old, and after showing up at the shoot site, she was approached to observe a few little kids who had, as of now, started shooting. As indicated by Jane, the young ladies were quarreling over a hoagie sandwich. However, the circumstances quickly took a recommended turn, and they ate the sandwich from far edges while making interesting commotions. After the gathering of young ladies had completed their shoot, Jane was approached to rehash what she had watched the young ladies do, yet she was excessively anxious to do so. She guaranteed that when she wavered, Tiffany harmed the room, and afterward showed how to consume the sandwich in an intriguing way. All in all, with intriguing sounds and everything except Tiffany's exhibition, Jane was as yet unfit to reenact the activities that irritated Tiffany. At last, Tiffany gave Jane $100 and requested that she leave. Even though Jane was creeped out by the occurrence, she decided not to tell her mom or any other person about it, which permitted Tiffany to strike again. This time, she went for John. She informed her mom that she had a security job for John on Nickelodeon, but this was an undeniable deception. To be fair, John shot a reel, but it didn't have anything to do with Nickelodeon. It was rather posted on the site entertaining or kick the bucket. In the event that you knew about the site, you realize that there are a lot of incorrigible humor jokes on there. Yet this one specifically was so wrecked that the site brought it down. When the claim was made public, they put out an announcement saying entertaining or pass on. Found this video totally nauseating and could never create such happy. We were not engaged with the conceptualization, improvement, subsidizing, or creation of this video. It was transferred to the site as client-produced content and was eliminated in 2018 following becoming mindful of its presence. So the way that terrible was the genuine well for one. It was named The Psyche of an And This Is As Now So Wrecked. John was Tiffany's child, and she dropped him off with Aries. Lance's character, who was a warning, promptly began going off on the grounds that Aries took a gander at the kid in a dreadful manner, licking his lips interestingly, got in the bath with the kid, contacted his body in unseemly ways, and an entire pack of other dreadful stuff. John was upset to such an extent that he was unable to keep down his tears, and Jane promptly realized that something was off base, and she at last opened dependent upon her mom, who then called Tiffany and requested to watch the recording. Anyway, Tiffany declined, expressing that the cut had been erased, on the grounds that John's presentation was too horrendous to possibly be in this reel again. Now clearly this was obviously false, since Tiffany and Aries later posted the video on the web. Well, Tiffany made two announcements under her legal counselor that said offended party's mom has been attempting to affirm these fake cases against Miss Haddish for a considerable length of time. Each lawyer who was at first taken on her case, and there were a few at last, dropped the matter once he turned out to be evident that the cases for Meritless and Miss Haddish wouldn't be checked out now. Miss Morris has her grown-up girl addressing herself in this claim. Both of them will together face the results of King. After this trivial activity, she likewise put out one more announcement on Instagram saying, "I realize individuals have a lot of inquiries, I get it. I'm here with you tragically in light of the fact that there is a continuous lawful case. There's tiny that I can say at the present time yet." Obviously, while this sketch was expected to be comedic, it was actually a major buzzkill, entertaining by any means, and I profoundly lament having consented to act in it. I truly anticipate having the option to share much more about the circumstance when I can. Well, Tiffany most likely compensation Jane off on the grounds that the claim was before long dropped, and Jane said, "My family and I have known Tiffany for a long time, and we currently realize that she could never hurt me or, on the other hand, my sibling or help any other person cause whatever can damage us. We hope everything turns out great for Tiffany, and we are happy that we can all put this behind us." So it seems as though Jane is done holding. However, individuals are holding one for her, since there has been a reason on the grounds that Tiffany, you're attempting to find words now. The fascinating thing about this show is that Tiffany fans are guarding her, guaranteeing that she isn't the main untidy cast part, in light of the fact that Jada Pinkett-Smith is additionally muddled, as somebody said while you all go in on Tiffany Haddish. Jada slipped her awkwardness, interrupted the film, stayed like that, and someone else said she failed to remember. Tiffany Haddish, I would rather not see Jada Pinkett-Smith and young ladies trip too after how she did. Well, she, without any help, undermined that man before our very eyes. Well, as per an insider, Jada hasn't arrived to be hauled into this wreck at all. She believes that it's ludicrous in light of the fact that she has been keeping an extremely low profile for the most recent few months and hasn't been engaged with any show. So she believes that individuals should keep her name out of their mouths and quit hauling her into these wrecks. The source additionally added that Jada doesn't feel that Tiffany ought to be terminated from the film, since she put stock in isolating the workmanship. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.